Shalom, shalom, Israel, coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying. First off, giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, and all the teachers out there pushing this word in truth with truth and sincerity. May you be of the elect. Shalom to all the Akim and Akwath out there listening and learning. You Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native and Seminole Indians, who are the true children of Israel, as well as you speckled bird, Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that look like, act like, and take on the customs of all these heathen nations. So to you, I say Shalom, and may you be of the elect. This lesson is brought to you by the Spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the true name of our Father, the God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites. By Hashem meaning in the name, and Yahweh Shai being the only begotten Son of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls by the name of JC. This lesson is brought to you with this clip that I found, Terrence Howard. You know what I'm saying, man? Anybody ever seen what is that film? Hustle and Flow. You can understand that reference, that voice I just did. But nonetheless, this Terrence Howard made this clip, right, with his soft ass voice, talking about some basically like trying to get a community together to fix the world. Nah, that ain't what's up. That ain't what's happening, man. That's not what's gonna be applied, right? But anywho, I just want y'all to hear this clip, and then we're just gonna get into this lesson.
I'm not sure I'm recording this. We have two huge U.S. carriers that's approaching the straits. We have 150 different planes. We have China and Iran, along with Russia, all doing these military drills at the same time that these nuclear talks are supposed to take place. And President Trump has threatened to use force if these talks fail. Well, one of the things that a lot of people aren't aware of is the fact that a great deal of Chinese oil, or China's oil, comes from Iran. China was getting a great deal of oil from Venezuela, but the U.S. just cut off that trade from Venezuela with the capture of the president of Venezuela. Now, if you look back in history, this took place before. In 1945, we had Japan making its aggressions around with regard to China and to other countries. So what did the U.S. do? It cut off the oil supply for Japan, which led to Japan ultimately bombing Pearl Harbor, and thus the U.S. was thrust into World War II. Well, World War III seems like it's going to be pushed by something different, but the same methods look like they're being employed. So what I'm asking right now for everyone out there, I want you to take the time to look at what's taking place inside the world. I want you to take a moment to collect yourselves and think of the outcome that we all want for this world. If we want to be thrust into war, then it's at the front door. If we want to find a peaceful resolution to some of this, then we're going to have to change our tactics. And I don't mean I as an American, I'm talking about I as an earthling. I'm talking about we as a people. This world is going crazy right now. So let us take a moment to look at what's taking place and see what we need to do to make things, better for not just us, but for the world as a whole, because that's what it means being conscious. And perhaps everyone can come together and think in a positive way, can pray in a positive way, but even more so, act in a positive way.
This dude in that, we are the world, we are the children. No, that ain't what's fucking happening, man. All right? But anyway, let me finish.
Because This is getting ugly, y'all. So put your best face on. A lot of you women don't.
All right. So yeah, no, that ain't what's gonna happen, man. You know, of course we all have these intentions of wanting peace, but nigga, ain't no peace until Yahweh Shai come through and wreck shop in this bitch and, you know, weed out all the evil in the world, all the corruption. All right, and as far as America, America's gonna be completely destroyed, my man. Sensational. But without any further ado, let's get this lesson, man. The name of this lesson: Prophecy is inexorable. Inexorable. Salakia. Prophecy is inexorable, right? Can't avoid this. Looking up the word inexorable. Inexorable describes.
Inexorable.
Inexorable describes a force, process, or person that is unyielding, relentless, and impossible to stop, prevent, or persuade. It often refers to inevitable, continuous, and unalterable developments, such as the inexorable march of time. Common synonyms include relentless, unyielding, implacable, and unwavering. And the list goes on. Let's go to Merriam-Webster real quick. All right. Not to be persuaded, moved, or stopped. Right? You're not going to stop prophecy. Prophecy is inexorable. It is unstoppable. Right? 2 Ezra 6, and I'm going to read 1 through 6. And he said unto me in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or even the field, or even the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or even the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or even the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or even the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmaments were named, or ever the chimneys of Sion were hot, and the present years were sought out, or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for treasure. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. So as you can see, point blank period, look at it, 144, call Halayim La Yahweh Shemiel Shai. Shalom to Allah and across the globe, push this word of truth, the truth of sincerity. May you be the elect. What is it saying? It's saying before all things that we know, right? That we see, that we know, that we've heard, right? You know, history, so on and so forth. Before that, all these things were already considered. The blueprint was already, you know, thought about, created, and put in play. All right? So, everything that is in the scriptures has happened and is going to happen, right? Because future prophecies got to play out. These things are inexorable. They were already set. Okay? All right, Howard? Mr. Howard? Isaiah 46, I'm going to read 9 and 10. It says, remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Again, these things were already set in place. He pondered on, the coming of World War III. He counted on, uh, creating Terrence Howard to say these things, these soft things, right? He made ICE to go around and pummeling fucking Northern Kingdom, uh, coming to Southern Kingdom, but also because now the world is up in arms because some Edomites got deleted by ICE. All right, the Lord thought about these things long, long, ancient times ago. Okay, everything that has happened to you, everything that has happened to your neighbor, everything that has happened to your mom, your spouse, your relatives, rather be, things in the past, something that happened yesterday, a few minutes ago, things that are going to happen in the future. These things were already sought out and put in place. In short, we are in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai's movie. He is the director, right? Producer, Yahweh Shai, screenwriter, right? everything, everything that involves, all the workings of a theater. Yahweh Yahweh Shai is put all this in play. Lights, camera, action. And it's going to play out all the way into the end. The beginning credits, all the way to the ending credits. Right? It was already set in motion. So, you're going to have these foolish people in the world, such as Mr. Terrence Howard, talking about some, let's all come together and get together, gonna love one another right now. No, that ain't what's happening, man. That's not the gameplay. All right? Because guess what? If you had that, if that was the mindset, right? Let's say everybody somehow magically in sync with this idea. Okay, you're still creating soft times. You still got your oppressor up over you. So you're just singing kumbaya, but you getting lumped in the head. You singing we want justice, we want peace, but your ass is sitting in the jail cell for speaking out against your oppressor. The only way any of this is gonna, be right is when Yahweh Shai come through and wreck shop. And America absolutely has to be destroyed. This place above all, other than Israel, all right, got to be completely and utterly destroyed because of all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. And the majority of the bulk of the Israelites were brought to the Americas. All right, America, aka Babylon, must be destroyed. And it's going to be. Right? Don't think that it's not. It's not a if, it's a when. Right? Oh, let me get that. This is Proverb 8:23, and it reads, I'll start at verse 22. It says, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there was no depth, I was brought forth. When there was no foundations, when there were no fountains abounding with water, before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth, when he established the clouds above, when he had strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave to the sea his decree, that the water should not pass his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him, as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth, and my delights were with the Son of Men. I can keep reading, but the point is made, right? The scriptures, right? The wisdom is going to dwell with those that practice in her, right? But what is this? This was showing you, what I just read, this is showing you that things were set from the beginning, right? And nobody going to be able to break these prophecies. You're not going to break his stride, right? What else did I have on? Sirach 24:9. Let's get that. Sirach 24:9. This is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 24. And I will start at verse 8. It says, "So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me cause my tabernacle to rest, and said, Let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel. He created me from the beginning, before the world, and I shall never fail." See that? Verse 9 again, Sirach 24:9. He created me from the beginning, before the world, and I shall never fail. Things were created from the beginning. You're not going to stop prophecy, Mr. Howard. Right? It's not going to happen. Right? So you might as well just put your soft voice to another use, create another movie. We like your films. All right? And, just play it out, man. You better repent. And all the rest of you clowns, y'all better repent, man. All right? Lord willing, this is edifying, giving all praise, all honor, all glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha'akwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, and all the teachers out there pushing this word in truth with truth and sincerity. May you be of the elect. Y'all better stay prayed up. It's getting closer and closer and closer to the curtains drawing. Meaning, the doors of mercy are about to close. Get right or get left. All right? Stay prayed up. Repent. Abal, Babal, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.